Imagine a night that seemed ordinary, a cool Danish evening with promises of a safe journey home, only to end in one of the most harrowing crimes the nation has ever witnessed. Tonight, we delve deep into the shocking murder case of Mia Stevn, a 22-year-old whose life was brutally taken and whose remains were found in 231 pieces. Stay with us as we unravel this heart-wrenching mystery, piece by piece. It started on a seemingly typical night in Aalborg. Mia Stevn, a young woman full of hope and dreams, was last seen walking alone under the quiet glow of streetlights. But that night, fate took a dark turn. Her body, later discovered in unimaginable dismemberment, 231 pieces, sent shockwaves throughout Denmark. What happened to Mia? How could such a brutal crime occur in a city known for its safety? Stay tuned, because every minute of this story holds a clue. Every detail a painful reminder of a life cut tragically short. Aalborg, a city known for its vibrant culture and tight-knit communities, seemed like the last place where such a nightmare could unfold. Yet beneath its bustling streets lay a mystery that would soon grip the nation. Mia Stevn was more than just a name. She was a beacon of youth, a woman with a promising future, whose disappearance sparked an intense investigation that brought to light both the fragility and resilience of human life. It was on a cold evening when Mia left a social gathering, a night out with friends that should have ended with laughter and shared memories. Instead, Mia was last captured on surveillance footage, walking alone along a dimly lit street. Eyewitnesses later recalled seeing her step into a dark, unmarked vehicle. What was meant to be a simple ride home turned into a sinister journey from which she would never return. In those few moments, everything changed. What followed was a series of events that would unravel the safety of the community and leave an indelible scar on everyone who heard her name. Days turned into a nightmarish waiting game for Mia's family and friends. Then, in a secluded wooded area north of Aalborg, emergency services made a discovery so horrific that it defied comprehension. Amid the tangled brush and under the cold, unyielding gaze of the Danish winter, parts of a body were found. But it wasn't just a broken body. It was shattered into 231 pieces. Every fragment told a story of unimaginable violence. The discovery sent shockwaves through the community and ignited a furious call for answers. How could someone dismantle a human life in such a callous, methodical manner? And what dark secrets lay behind the person or persons responsible for this gruesome act? As police combed through the evidence, the investigation took on a life of its own. Surveillance footage, forensic analysis, and painstaking witness interviews gradually began to form a picture, a mosaic of terror that pointed toward premeditated cruelty. Investigators soon focused their attention on two men, both 36 years old, whose movements and actions in the hours surrounding Mia's disappearance raised alarm bells. One man remained in custody while the other was released pending further investigation. But what was clear was that these men were implicated in a crime so brutal, it shattered the community's sense of security. Each piece of evidence, no matter how small, brought the investigators one step closer to understanding the grim reality behind Mia's shattered remains. Forensic experts meticulously reconstructed the scene. They analyzed every fragment of Mia's remains, piecing together not just her physical form, but the horrifying narrative of what had transpired. The brutality of the act, dismemberment into 231 pieces, suggested a level of premeditation and depravity that sent chills down the spine of even the most seasoned investigators. Mia Stevn was a young woman with a radiant smile and dreams as vast as the Danish sky. In moments of joy, she laughed with friends, embraced family, and looked forward to a future full of promise. Yet that vibrant light was extinguished on a night that turned into a living nightmare. Her memory became a beacon for a community in mourning, a symbol of lost innocence, in the dark underbelly of a society that we all assumed was safe. The investigation was not just about finding a culprit. It was about reclaiming the humanity that Mia embodied and ensuring that her tragic end would not be in vain. In the aftermath of the discovery, the people of Aalborg and all of Denmark were united in grief and outrage. Candlelight vigils were held as families, friends, and strangers gathered to pay their respects. The community demanded justice, not only for Mia, but for all those who had fallen victim to such inexplicable cruelty. The shock of Mia's fate resonated far beyond the borders of Aalborg. It forced society to confront uncomfortable questions about safety, trust, and the potential for evil in places we least expect it. Her story became a rallying cry for change, a call to ensure that such a tragedy would never be allowed to happen again. Digging deeper, investigators uncovered layers of evidence that pointed to a crime more calculated than a random act of violence. Experts have suggested that the methodical dismemberment, a staggering 231 pieces, implies a deeply disturbing level of planning. But what could drive someone to such extremes? Some theories point toward a twisted ideology, while others suggest a personal vendetta gone horribly wrong. Was this a crime born of passion, or the work of someone whose psyche was fractured beyond repair? The answer remains shrouded in darkness, leaving us to ponder the nature of evil itself. As the investigation moved into its next phase, the legal process began to take shape. The man in custody faced charges of murder and a litany of other offenses that spoke to the heinous nature of the crime. Courtroom proceedings became a battleground where every detail was scrutinized, and every piece of evidence was laid bare for the public to see. In the courtroom, the atmosphere was thick with emotion and anticipation. The trial served as a public reckoning, a moment when society demanded answers, accountability, and justice for Mia. Each piece of evidence, each expert testimony, was a step toward piecing together the full narrative of that dreadful night. For Mia's family, the trial was a double-edged sword, a painful reminder of their loss, yet also a symbol of hope that justice might finally be served. The community watched, hearts heavy, as the legal process sought to untangle a web of cruelty and premeditation. Mia's story forces us to confront our deepest fears and vulnerabilities. It reminds us that even in the safest of places, darkness can lurk, and the fragility of life can be shattered in an instant. But amid the sorrow, there is also a glimmer of hope, a call for change, for vigilance, and for compassion. Her memory challenges us to look inward and ask ourselves, how can we build a community where every life is protected? What steps must we take to ensure that the darkness that claimed Mia's light never touches another soul? In sharing Mia Stevn's tragic story, we honor her memory and reinforce the importance of community vigilance. Her case is a stark reminder that every cry for help matters and that every piece of evidence can be the key to unlocking justice. We invite you to join us in this conversation. Reflect on the lessons from Mia's story and consider how, together, we can forge a safer, more compassionate world. Your voice can be a beacon of change. Share your thoughts, your ideas, and your hope in the comments below. What could have been done differently? How can we prevent such tragedies in the future? As our journey through this dark and painful chapter comes to an end, we remember Mia Stevn not just for the brutal manner in which her life was taken, but for the vibrant soul she was. Her story, though filled with sorrow, is a powerful reminder of our shared humanity, a call to protect those we love and to never turn a blind eye to the signs of danger. Thank you for watching and for taking the time to honor Mia's memory with us. In every shattered piece of her story lies a lesson for us all, a lesson in the importance of empathy, the strength of community, and the unyielding demand for justice. If Mia's story has touched you, if it has stirred thoughts about how we can make our communities safer and more caring, please leave a comment below. Share your reflections on what might have gone wrong and what could be done differently in the future. Every comment, every shared thought is a step towards a future where tragedies like this can be prevented. This has been our in-depth exploration of the murder case of Mia Stevn, found in 231 pieces. We hope that by shedding light on even the darkest corners of this tragedy, we can spark meaningful conversations and ultimately contribute to a safer world for everyone. Thank you for staying with us through this emotional journey. Until next time, take care, remain vigilant, and let compassion guide you in every step you take.